Just came back to mind when I was in Detroit in the summertime of 2018. I remember when I was in the car with Marv, Zell, and Jalen, and there was this one dude driving in a demon. It's basically a Hellcat. No, I don't even think it's a Hellcat. It's a faster version of the car. And he was basically telling me like, man, you can give me a certain amount, nigga. I'll let you have this bitch. And this nigga was driving that bitch, and the tire was about to pop off. And I remember Marvin them telling me like, dog, stay far behind that nigga because that motherfucker tire about to pop off. He had a tire on that bitch that was wobbling and shit. We thought it was a Stoli or something. I think it was an all red demon or something like that. Challenger. And I also remember this dude named Dev that I knew. I met that nigga way back in the summertime of '07, hanging out with this one dude named White Boy Kev. He pulled up on me on over there on Kentfield and Finkel back in the summertime of 2018. And I was asking him if he knew somebody that do the Mopar chips or something like that, because I was basically trying to get a Mopar chip. I hit him up one day. This nigga thought that I was trying to get a whole engine. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to get an engine put in my car. I'm trying to get a Mopar chip, bro. After I crashed my car, after that Doughboy Cash Out party over there on Plymouth and Schaefer, like doing donuts in the middle of the street and shit like that, and messed up that Charger I had. It was an all-white 2018 Charger RT. I took it to Livernois and Puritan. It was this one dude that had a collision shop over there, or a body shop or something like that. And the guy that worked with him told me that he worked with Chrysler, told me that he was a mechanic for Chrysler or some shit like that. I remember this. And he told me that he'll take it, he'll put a Mopar chip in my car and he'll take it out of the insurance money that I got, because that amount of damages on that car came up to like $7,000 or something like that. And the guy that worked on that car took all of that and took took a bunch of parts from a scrap yard and put it on that 2018 Charger RT. And he took parts that came from a fucking Challenger and put them on that car. I'll never forget it, yo. That dude got me. And I didn't realize that he stole that much money from me until like January 2019, because I had just started working at Showa in South Carolina, Ridgeville, South Carolina to be exact, when I was living with my auntie in St. George, South Carolina, when I was living with my Aunt Ethel, yo. And I asked my sister Alicia, cash at me like $1,500 or something like that, because my car broke down in Summerville, South Carolina, after I left from work one day, and I pulled up at the Dodge dealership in Summerville, South Carolina. And they told me that I had a bad part on my car. That's why after I got my car fixed, the fucking car was wobbling and shit like that. It was shaking everywhere it went. And this was right after Cam. Somebody had shot Cam in the foot or some shit like that at a gas station or some shit like that. He told me that he had got shot at a gas station or some shit like that. Got shot in his leg or some shit. Because he had his foot resting on like the dash of my car. He was sitting in the passenger seat. He had a cast on his leg. He was like, dog, why is your car shaking? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be. It wasn't shaking before I fucked it up. It was shaking because that dude at that collision shop over there on Puritan and Livernois put a fucked up part on my car, yo. On that, and he came up on about $7,000. He took a used part that came from a Challenger SRT 8, and he took another used part that came from that same Challenger, and he got it from the scrap yard, because the mechanics at the Dodge dealership in Summerville, South Carolina, told me that whoever fixed on your car fucked your car up. And they told me it would be illegal for them to let me leave from that motherfucking body shop, that Dodge dealership in Summerville, South Carolina. They told me it would be illegal. My sister sent me like $1,500. And this was right at the time when my unemployment came through, because Pepsi had denied my unemployment at first until I sent in the video of this dude breaking in my car on Pepsi grounds to the unemployment agency in South Carolina. Because when I got to South Carolina, right, I applied for unemployment when I was still in Florida, but I let it be known that I stay in South Carolina now. And I just labeled the last jobs that I worked at. It was a temporary agency in Tallahassee, and I let it be known that I was living in South Carolina now. And they denied my unemployment by like November or something like that, or of 2018. And then I put in the dispute, I appealed it, and then by like January, like late January or like February 2019, I did a hearing, and then they basically reversed it, and then they sent me like $2,000 of back pay because I kept calling into the unemployment agency saying that I was unemployed. So right after my sister sent me that $1,500 or $2,000, I sent it back to her, probably like um like a week later after she sent it to me. Alicia really helped me out. I called my dad and asked him. He was like, I can't help you. He sent me, I vividly remember him sending me a message like, sorry that you're going through that, but I cannot help you. You know what I'm saying? Not too long after that, my cousin Shamar had spent $500 on a rim on that car because that car had a cracked rim, and I think it was on the back driver's side of the car or the back passenger side. It had a cracked rim, and he had spent like $500 for them to fix the rim on that car also because it was still going flat. That mechanic over there on Puritan, Illinois, fucked that car up, yo. That's just real shit. But I just took the loss and I took responsibility and I said it was my fault because I had no business trying to get a Mopar chip put in that car to begin with, yo. And they told me that they put a Mopar chip in that car, but the truth is they did not put a Mopar chip in that car. The dude that said he worked with Chrysler, that was also a mechanic working with that guy over there in Puritan, Illinois, that they did not put a Mopar chip in that car. All they did was loosen the valves on that car. That's it. Which probably most likely would have fucked up the warranty or something on that car. That's all they did was loosen the valves on the engine or something like that. That was it. So I thought it was a chip in it, but it wasn't. I don't even know why this dude Devin, their name just came back to mind, yo. That was the nigga that this dude that I knew named White Boy Kev used to hang out with back in like 07. I used to hang out with niggas back in like from 1998 all the way up to like 2006. I was hanging out with dudes that stayed around like Schoolcraft and Granville area. When I stopped hanging out with a lot of people in my old neighborhood, I started hanging out with niggas around Stoper Park around like the summer of 07. A lot of them was from like Brightmoor area. I don't know why homie name just came to mind. I didn't know that nigga like that. He was cool. He was just somebody I always said what up though too. But it was one time I called him up and I was like, hey bro, like you know where I can get a Mopar chip at? He was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to get me an engine, and I'm like, bro, I don't need an engine. I was trying to get a chip. I don't know why he just came back to mind, but I could tell that a lot of niggas is playing charades online as far as niggas that I hung out with. Marv, Zell, and them, Jalen, and them. I reached out to all them niggas when I came back to Michigan June 10th, 2025, and all of them none of them said a single word to me, yo. I don't know what's all going on. I said for a long time now, I've been getting lied on in the most scandalous, fucked up way. A big ass lie got sparked up on me when I was at the LA Mission Shelter, the Testimonial Shelter, and the Tiny Home Shelter. People staged a whole fucking argumentative stage, meaning they turned my whole life into an episode of Marvel or Jerry Springer or some shit like that. And I was literally, and they did it right in my face. And every single day I ask people, is this something negative being said about me online? Is this somebody going on Snapchat or on Instagram or on Twitter talking about me? Is this somebody making it look like that I'm talking to celebrities? Is there a celebrity reaching out to me? I've been reaching out to the celebrity sister for a minute. Has anybody ever like reached out to this lady or talked to this lady? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, man. They look me right in my face and say that. And then I'll be on the bus and I'll get the fucked up ass experience of seeing somebody looking at me, pointing at me, laughing, say, that's him right there. Then somebody be pulling out their phone, Snapchatting me off. And then I go back to the same shelter. It ain't like I was in the hood. I wasn't running around some fucked up ass, you know, set of people where I wasn't hanging out with niggas that was selling dope or killing niggas or gang banging. I wasn't even hanging out with anybody. I was staying to myself. The most places that I went, it was the library, the church, and the Kingdom Hall. And even when I went there and asked people for help, they still basically played me for a fool and told me, I don't know what you're talking about. And this is why I said, if there's a celebrity who believe that they talk to me ever, talk to me, let me know. One lady came into the Testimonial Shelter about August 2024, and I was talking to her about a lot of ladies that I talked to in the past, and she was like, I think you should just apologize to everybody, you know, for everything that happened in the past. She was talking like something was going on that I didn't even know about. So then I basically said, my apologies to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I shouldn't even have said that because I was talking about stuff that happened over 10 years ago. But I said, okay, my apologies to everybody. I didn't know that my phone was getting hacked, and it was people acting like me on social media. People was literally talking shit to people on social media and using my Instagram account to do that, using my Twitter account to do that, and putting up a fake ass diversion on my side of the screen so I wouldn't know what was being said. But so I just get the experience of people walking around grinning and smirking and smiling and snickering to themselves. And then when I would ask people directly, is there something negative being said about me? They say, I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't nobody saying a single word about you. This is what I meant. This is what I mean when I say it's a lot of people that are in secret societies, meaning they hold a secret amongst each other. A lot of them is Masons and Eastern Stars, and then they use other people that's in gangs to basically do a whole lot of the physical work, to do the physical damage to my life and my reputation and my image. That's what happened when I was at the testimonial shelter. People walking around on tablets and cell phone all day, acting like that they just texting and talking on their phone, but they hacking in my shit all day, and they doing it right in my fucking face. Right in my face, literally. And then when I ask everybody if something negative is being said, if something negative been said about me, they all look at me and they say, I don't know what you're talking about. A whole lot of lies got told on me. So for the 1,000th time, talk to me in person. Stop running around talking to people that's acting like they know me. Talk to me in fucking person, yo. That's for everybody who basically want to know something about me. Stop asking people dumb questions about me. Talk to me in person. You never talk to me in person. You ain't got no business talking to somebody else about me, because you definitely go be fed a lie. How fucking hard is it when I let it be known where I be at? The whole time I was in Cali, I kept saying, talk to me in person. Yo, if any celebrity think they ever talk to me at all, ever online, please talk to me in person. How hard is it to basically say, okay, this man is telling the truth, let me pull up on him. Instead, people walk around, go behind my back, and then shit on me. And talk to a complete stranger who been jealous of me their whole life. If you ain't never do dirt on my name and never lied on me, you shouldn't feel guilty about that. If you ain't never reached out to somebody and asked a question about me to somebody that was possibly a hater, you shouldn't feel guilty about what I just stated. Damn, yo.